My name is David Wiss. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist with the Los Angeles District of the California Dietetic Association.
Hi, my name is Reina Capati, and I'm also a registered dietitian nutritionist from LAD.
Thanks for joining me. We talk about hot topics on these videos to inform our members of issues that are going on in the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in the field of nutrition. Today we're going to talk about a report that was released in January 2013. It's called "And Now a Word from Our Sponsors."
Can you tell us a little bit about this report from Michelle Simon?
Yes, Michelle Simon is an attorney. She's not a dietitian. She works with food politics, and she works with the issues related to corporate sponsorship, particularly as it relates to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and our annual meeting, FNCE.
I see. So what are the key findings before our audience can make their own opinions?
Yes, absolutely. So there's several. I'll share three. One is that in 2001, A&D listed 10 food industry sponsors, and that by 2011, it was up to 38. So that's an over threefold increase. A significant change is happening in the face of the Academy. Second finding is that certain companies on A&D's list of approved continuing education providers include corporations like Coca-Cola, Nestle, and PepsiCo.
Wow. What are RDs doing in response to this issue?
Right. So the report caused significant split in our field. There's a lot of RDs who are pro-industry that were very much against the findings. The president released a report which refuted a lot of the recommendations. There's also several dietitians who are in full agreement with the findings of this report. And one particular group was formed called Dietitians for Professional Integrity. Those are dietitians who are in agreement with this and have decided to move forward to promote the recommendations of this report.
So what are the recommendations then for this report?
Several recommendations are significant. One is a request for greater transparency. This is transparency related to ties between the industry, to both the public, and to members of the Academy. Another recommendation is about requesting more input from membership. So dietitians pay annual dues should be able to weigh in on these topics. There's a lot of dietitians who object to corporate sponsorship but simply don't know how to voice their concerns. We want more dietitians to voice their concerns. Third recommendation is for the development of meaningful sponsorship guidelines. So Dietitians for Professional Integrity has helped develop a rubric which is scoring companies and seeing how much in alignment they are with the Academy's mission. Fourth recommendation is to reject corporate sponsored education units. I think this is a very important recommendation because all too often we get webinars and educational sessions at annual meetings that really seem like advertisements for the food industry. And as a science-based organization, I believe strongly that we should get information that doesn't include bias.
I agree. So what is LAD going to do about this?
Great question. As an organization, LAD has decided to reject corporate sponsorship for 1 year, to put all money and all outside influence on hold so we can further develop these sponsorship criteria and develop a rubric which will help us to decide whether or not we want to align with certain companies. Aligning with certain companies does imply endorsement to some extent, and the RD credential is certainly being frowned upon when we are aligned with companies that don't match our stated mission.
That makes sense. We definitely want them to also have the same views as us. We want sponsors who are in line with registered dietitians.
So that's the goal. We want to call more RDs to speak up on this issue because it is certainly a hot topic. In CDA, there's a sponsorship committee being formed, and there's a lot of momentum going on. So if you have input on this matter, please leave a comment, voice yourself, and contact one of us.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you to our viewers. Please stay tuned for our next video on similar hot topics.
Thanks.